Any questions or anything that you like to know? Did you? Yes? Yes, sir. Okay, thank you, brother. So the question is that when we sit in this posture, we sometimes get numbness to our legs, and sometimes other pains. And we'll be talking about those obstacles, how to overcome challenges and obstacles. But definitely, if you feel numb, and numbness is not really dangerous. If it's not painful, let it be. We call it sleeping, right? Yeah. Let the leg sleep. And because numbness is actually a pinch of a nerve, not really in the leg, but somewhere in your bottom. So sometimes some numbness can be removed simply tilting our bottom a little bit, and you will feel the numbness can go. If it is painful, and if your leg is painful, and then we try few things, and of course we can simply stretch and move and change the position of the leg. But before we do that, we do few other things. We first want to see what that sensation is. Usually we feel like pain, but we don't call it pain. The moment we call it pain, it becomes the pain. There are so many sensations, right? And you say so many spectrum of these sensations. So it could be some sensation, but we don't even see it as pain. Instead of pain, you can provisionally call it prominent sensation. A prominent sensation. Without calling it pain, we just say prominent sensation, and we really want to see it. So we actually then move to that area of the body and closely watch that whole sensation, what that sensation feel like, exactly what that sensation feel like, where it comes from, whether it is continuous, whether it is on and off. You do all kind of exploration in that particular place. And when we do that, sometimes pain is gone. Sometimes. First we try that. Go to that area and closely watch what is happening there, and confront that whole sensation, observe and explore, and try to see the details of that sensation. And we do it. And if it still stays there, and then we can, again, now we are very familiar with that area. If it is a pain, we can actually narrow down the pain. Narrow down means earlier you may feel like the whole leg is painful. But when you pay attention, we can actually see the epicenter of the pain. And you gradually narrow it down. Okay, so earlier it's like the whole leg. But now you are narrowing it down, narrowing it down, narrowing it down. And you find kind of spot, oh, okay, this is where the real pain is. And once you really recognize that, then actually you can do something mentally. Of course, we say we can send loving kindness to that area. Yes. Yeah, you can send loving. Your mind is now very focused on this particular area, and you can actually make a genuine wish. May this whole area be relaxed. May this whole muscles get relaxed, and may the blood flows to this area. And we can make these wishes. Of course, our brain follows our thoughts. If we can really make a really very forceful wish, and it can changes the other body parts. So you can do that. And sometimes then pain is gone. And again, if the pain stays there, then the other thing we can do, okay, you make a decision, I'm going to move my leg, but I'm going to that whole movement a part of my meditation. So you start with very awareness, you decide how I'm going to move my leg, and you slowly stretch your leg a little bit and feel the different sensation happening all around the leg. And slowly move it and then experience the whole sensation. And closely watch what is really happening here. All the sensation, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, everything. And slowly you change the position. And throughout the process, we are fully aware of what is really happening here, all the sensation happening in the body. So our change of the posture, the change of the leg, the stretching, becomes a part of meditation rather than a disturbance to meditation. And we maintain the awareness throughout the process, and you are in a different posture now, and you have continued to meditate, and you continue to your main object that we have chosen. Okay? Yeah. And maybe, yeah. And of course we are allowed to change the posture, we are allowed to change the legs, but we are not hurried to do that, because that is how our tendency, our habit. Whenever we feel some discomfort, we move. And whenever we feel a little bit discomfort, we want to escape, we want to run away. And that's what we have been doing all our life. We have been escaping what you call pain. But are we successful? No matter how we run, and pain is going to come back. Pain is going to follow us. No matter how fast you run, the pain will catch you. So instead of running away, why not we look at it and try to be familiar with it? Because our very resentment, very dislike, very need to run away from the pain actually aggravate the pain. When we dislike the pain, it becomes more than what it is. When you dislike the pain, right? Imagine that if you experience some kind of pinching, kind of needle thing, pinching in your back. Something is like pinching. And it's not a comfortable sensation, but it's something we can bear. There's some pinching happening here. And somebody behind you shout, "Oh, there's a bug behind you." What kind of bugs we have here? There's a bug. Oh, it's a dangerous bug behind you. And now how do you feel those pinching? Earlier it's simply an uncomfortable sensation, but when you realize that there's a bug, and you have strong resentment to that bug, and now the same pinch feel like really a needle. Actually, in quality there's no difference, the same pinching, but because we develop resentment towards that sensation, it becomes more than what it is. So, in our normal life, we may feel headaches, we may feel other pains, other pains throughout the body. The more we hate the pain, the more we resent the pain, the more we dislike the pain, the more bigger it becomes. And so we have to have a different approach to this pain. So we are training this. So therefore in meditation, whenever we have some prominent sensation, that's the new term, because we don't call it pain, it could be a discomfort, it could be unpleasant sensation, it could be a subtle pain, it could be medium pain, it could be a severe pain. So many grades of sensation. But as soon as we simply call it pain, it's a pain. So we call it prominent sensation. We are not hurried to move the leg, but we observe it. Of course, you can definitely move your leg, but we do it in a gradual manner. So with that whole process, we actually train something new to our mind. Not to reject, not to run away, but to observe it, look at it, and send loving kindness, and then gradually change it, and observing everything happening there. And our mind become receptive to to what is happening right here. And then we can actually observe what is really happening, not our mental image of what is happening right here, but close experiencing and looking closely what is going on there. That helps a lot. Okay.
Can I say something about the pain? What I notice is the pain has a specific physical pain sensation as Bhante mentioned. But I find it's our resentment to the sensation that we have other muscular or body tension that create a component to become what we call the cognitive pain. I find it's there that I used to get a lot of back pain, and I find it's to use for another term to look into the pain and identify the components. Like half the time it's my tenseness is there because I'm upset with the pain, and those things those sensations that I create myself will wear off, and then the little bit of small little physical actual pain will dissolve by itself.
So, yeah. Brother, you are telling that when you have some pain somewhere in the body, what we call pain, some sensation, and because we dislike, we don't like it, and we also tighten other muscles.
Yes, because we react mentally.
Yeah.
What I notice in myself is that I react mentally.
So you tense other muscles too.
And we term the whole thing as the suffering caused by
Pain, yeah.
It is actually nothing like you say, maybe just a bite.
Little bit, yeah.
And because I think it's a monster behind doing that.
So we realize those subtle things happening in our mind. That's the beauty of meditation. We can talk about it, we can read about it, but when we really experience for ourselves, oh, this is what is happening. Oh, yes, it's doing right now. When you see it for yourself, that's big realization. That stays in the mind, and that helps us to change it. No matter how many times we have read it somewhere, it may not necessarily help us to change it. But when you really experience it right here, and really it's a kind of joy of discovery. And then it helps us to change that habit that is happening, that is not helpful most of the time. Okay, thank you. Then we can go to the other part. Before our lunch, we will recite the Metta Sutta, the loving kindness discourse, and in your chanting papers, you may have one page. Page 10, yes. This is the English translation. And these words are very soothing, very helpful. I like to read this recitation as many times as possible during our retreat. Hopefully by the end of the retreat you will memorize some parts of it. Because it's so important, so helpful if we can simply murmur these words in our mind all the time, because it purifies our mind, it helps us to make our mind kind, smooth, calm, and because Buddha has put these words so nicely, and of course we can read the Pali one too. Most of you might have already memorized the Pali one, but I also like you to at least be familiar with this English translation of the loving kindness discourse. In the first part of this discourse, Buddha describes the basic qualities that we need to have before we practice loving kindness. The qualities that supports our actual loving kindness meditation. So initial parts is about different qualities in our life that we need to grow. And then it moves to vicious aspiration of loving kindness to others and helping us to think about all types of beings. And then we move to an area that we not only we wish loving kindness, we wish well-being to other people, we also wish may other people also wish well-being to each other. Like not only we wish them, but we also wish that may others also have the same wish for each other. And then I describe our different directions that we can radiate our loving kindness. At the end, it touches a very important point in terms of the spiritual path. It says that how this kind of loving kindness can be a sublime abiding, or like, divinely living. It's like living in a divine realm. When you develop this loving kindness, like living in a Brahma realm, Brahma Vihara, divine realm. And at the end it talks about how we can use this loving kindness to be free from craving for sensual desires and to clarify our vision. And rather than staying on beliefs and views, we can actually develop a vision that invalidates all views, and that will help us towards our journey to enlightenment. So, number of sections. Let us read together and try to reflect while we are reading the meaning. Metta Sutta, the discourse on loving kindness. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful, calm and wise and skillful, not proud or demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove. Wishing in this gladness and safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great and the mighty, the medium, short or small, seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating loving all the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will. Whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this regression. This is said to be the sublime abiding. Not by not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world.